Okay, time to take a look at the weather situation. And Brian, you know, this tropical storm Andrew is really odd. I mean, it's so tough to track these things, really, to know what they're going to do.
Well, it's a long way out. You know, the question for us is, should we be concerned about it? Yes, it is the prime time of year to have a storm. You know, we've had a lot of storms in late August, and around Labor Day is when we've had major hurricanes here, and they usually come from this general area. Does that mean it's coming here? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that it's the time of year that we got to pay close attention, and that means every day, and that means on into the weekend, because the timing on this would bring it close to somewhere in the southeastern part of the U.S. late in the weekend or early next week. All right, here we go now with Tropical Storm Andrew. Let's go ahead and locate it for you so you can plot it. 19.2 north, 59.5 west, 50-mile-an-hour wind, west-northwest at 21, and there you see the central pressure. Locating it here just to the about a little over 400 miles east-northeast of Puerto Rico. Now, where might Andrew go? According to the computer, tomorrow Andrew would be somewhere in here, Friday here, Saturday here, if the storm hangs together. And that's the big if, because the storm has been pulsating, going up and down, but it looks like now that it will probably survive and move into this area in the ocean where conditions will become more favorable. But notice there's a big range on where it might be because the exact course is uncertain.
And good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Andrew here, a hurricane which continues to strengthen. Pressure now down to 974 millibars. The Air Force plane is out there, and that's what the pressure reading that they extrapolated down to the surface has come in to be. And think about that. The 5 a.m. advisory was 994 millibars, and now we're down to 974. So that's a 20 millibar drop in quite a short period of time, and that does indicate right there, just from pressure alone, that we have a rapid intensifying cyclone here. Winds at 75 miles an hour. This is the 5 a.m. advisory again, 25.8, 67.5 west, 625 miles to the east of Nassau, or about 800 miles to the east, southeast of Miami right now.
So is Hurricane Andrew off the east coast of the United States, and I'll show you the latest particulars on that based on the Hurricane Center advisory. At 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, center is 25.9, 69.7. That's just 655 miles now, due east of Miami, Florida, and it continues to move just about straight toward the west at 14 miles per hour. Top winds now up to 95 miles an hour, and the barometric pressure is 974 millibars or 28.76 inches. We can show you this picture in motion and show you an extremely well-developed hurricane, and you can follow that eye yourself as it moves on toward the west. Again, it's moving west in the general direction now of Florida at 14 miles per hour.
Now let's go ahead and go right to the numbers here and bring you up to date on what the latest advisory is. 25.6 north is the latitude. The longitude is 71.9 west. Winds now at 110 miles per hour, and that puts it right on the threshold between a Category 2 about to become a Category 3. Some increase in intensity is likely. It's expected the storm will come ashore, wherever it comes ashore, as a Category 3 storm, which is classified as a major hurricane with major life-threatening storm surge and damaging winds with significant damage to the coastal section.
A very, very intense hurricane continues to move to the west. As you can see with Hurricane Andrew, as of the 5 o'clock advisory, 25.5 degrees north, 73.4 degrees west, about 425 miles east of Miami, packing maximum sustained winds of 120 miles per hour.
Bob, we have passed then a very important plateau in this nature crisis. We've gone from a hurricane watch
to a hurricane warning. Now, the difference again is this. The watch says, get prepared, and the warning says you should be prepared for the strike. Hurricane warnings have been issued for southeast Florida. Hurricane warnings remain in effect for central and northwestern Bahamas. At 8 a.m., hurricane warnings in effect for the east coast of Florida, from Vero Beach southward, all the way down through the Keys to the Dry Tortugas, including Florida Bay.
Sure. Shows it very well. Very strong. Hurricane Andrew drifting off to the west at 16. You can see the spinning, the counterclockwise motion of the storm, the very compact eye of the hurricane. It's diminished in its diameter, as a matter of fact, from about 11 miles earlier this morning to 8 miles, which means the storm is spinning up and the eye is getting smaller, a sign that the storm continues to intensify. It's over very warm waters, and it is expected to continue to drift off to the west and could even strengthen further before it reaches perhaps southeast Florida sometime early Monday morning. That's why the Hurricane Center has put out a hurricane warning from Vero Beach down to Dry Tortugas.
The satellite picture, reducing the mileage now, according to Dr. Chief, 250 miles. The operative numbers here are the wind speed and the direction of movement. Wind speed at 150 miles per hour. We cannot stress enough for anybody who thinks they've been through a hurricane. This is like no other hurricane ever recorded here in a metropolitan area.
And not just Florida,
not
anywhere.
just Florida, anywhere. There have been other hurricanes in the Pacific, but not affecting cities. On the United States coast, there have been other hurricanes.
No one has ever lived through, been through a storm like
this in a major metropolitan area. Now, in the Keys in 1935, there was a very, very severe storm that exceeded this in some ways. But this is the next one up from that. The latitude and longitude, all that tells you it is right on line with us. Again, whether I have Miami on the map there, but whether Miami is the central point of this, or whether Fort Lauderdale is, or whether North Broward or Southgate or wherever it is, we feel certain that the major impact of the storm is going to be in our viewing area here.